It was another club from Kuwait, Kuwait SC, back in 2013 when East Bengal faced them in the AFC Cup, the then AFC Cup semi-final, but they failed to go past them to the final. And yet again in 2026, East Bengal are set to face another team from Kuwait, Al-Arabi SC, in the AFC ACL two preliminary rounds, and if they win they go to the group stage, and if they lose they come back to the AFC Challenge Club. And to talk about that match against Al Arabi, we have with us Somnath, who has been covering the practice sessions of both the teams, Al Arabi and East Bengal, and we'll have every details from the practice session to the press conferences. Somnath, firstly, it's a big game for East Bengal, the defending ISL champions who have won the ISL after so many years. First major league trophy in 22 years, and the fans were overjoyed. But this time it's a different challenge. AFC ACL two preliminary rounds, lots in stake. If they win they go to the group stages, and that will be a challenge of a different level. How are you assessing both the teams before we go into the minor details?
Not only for East Bengal, Rohan, I think the match will be equally important for India as well, because we all know the kind of football India is currently playing, be it the national team, be it the clubs, and in the continental stages, in the AFC stages, the performance of the Indian clubs has not been up to the mark. And as a result, I think the coefficient points of India, the AFC coefficient points have dropped drastically, and India has lost ACL to direct spot. And obviously, this time we can say the burden will be on FC Goa and East Bengal if they win matches in AFC competitions, be it the AFC Challenge League or in the ACL2, or if East Bengal can qualify in the ACL2, I think the coefficient points will increase to an extent. But obviously, if you talk about tomorrow's match, East Bengal versus Al Arabi, and talking about this Al Arabi team, I think we should talk about them, because irrespective of the national teams, I think there is not a big difference between India and Kuwait when it comes to the national team. As we all know, a few years back India has defeated Kuwait in the Indian soil. But if we talk about the club competitions or the clubs, the difference is of hell and heaven, because as Rohan mentioned, 13 years back Kuwait SC came to Kolkata to play the AFC Cup semi-final against East Bengal, and the aggregate score was 7-2. And that you can see the scoreline, and that's the dominance these Kuwaiti clubs bring to the table. And for tomorrow, Al Arabi, another club from Kuwait, arch rivals of we can say Kuwait SC, they will lock horns against East Bengal. And talking about this team, I think Kuwait, the Al Arabi team of Kuwait, they are stupendous, to be honest, because before coming to Kolkata they had a 3 weeks of long pre-season in Turkey, where they played against Turkish top tier team Erzurumspor FK, and obviously Egypt top tier team Pyramids FC. And the magnitude of these teams are tremendous, we all know that. And after these 3 weeks, they have came to Kolkata 5 days prior to the match, and they came here to get acclimatized in this weather. So I think the preparation or the pre-season of this Al Arabi team has been top notch. But for East Bengal, that thing has not been the same. Kuwait FC, the Al Arabi team will field 6 foreigners, whereas East Bengal will maximum be able to field 3 foreigners. We will come in detail, but I think for now the match will be very tough for East Bengal.
Well, absolutely, and rightly mentioned by Somnath that the team from Kuwait will have an advantage of foreign players. So they will have players from Brazil, they will have players from Nigeria, and many more who have been playing top tier football. Multiple of them have played European club football, and that brings a hefty experience to the team. And when it comes to East Bengal, yes, they are coming in as the ISL champions, but it's a new side, lot of new players, lot of players will be missing under a new coach, Antonio Lopez Habas. Though Habas is one coach who is well experienced in Indian football, but with East Bengal it's a new side, so lot will be at stake for East Bengal. But breaking the two teams down, firstly I'll come to Al Arabi SC. Somnath, you have been covering their practice sessions in the last 2-3 days, and the thing that you mentioned, that there are multiple foreigners. what have you assessed from the training session of the quality of the players and also the head coach who will be playing his first official match? He has taken charge of the team quite recently, played only the pre-match friendlies, but this will be his first official match, so he will also want to prove himself, prove his worth to his team management, to his team, to his country as well. I mean, Kuwait to the, because in such competitions, not only they represent the clubs but also the countries. So, lot will be at stake for both the teams. What will be your assessment of the team from Kuwait, the head coach, new head coach for the team, lot of foreigners? Break it down for me.
Yeah, obviously, if you talk about Al-Arabi, they're a super team with a big budget. And if you talk about the Kuwait Football Association, they spend a lot of money in club football actually. And if you look at the team, obviously from the practice sessions, we can say that the team is brilliant in open play football. That's direct football. And obviously, it has its limitations, but we all know that when it comes to high intensity games, open football is the best football. And to counter that, obviously, East Bengal has been doing some special practice routines. We will discuss that when we come to East Bengal. But again, coming back to Al Arabi, I think being the open play, being the fitness, it has been top notch for this team. I remember that 2 days back when I was covering the Al Arabi training, the players were doing sprints in 10 rounds. I mean, we can say 2 rounds each is 2 runs each, 2 sprints each is 1 round, so 10 rounds. I mean, 20 sprints across the pitch they were doing just to get acclimatized to this weather. I mean, you can just imagine the kind of fitness these players are in actually. And to break down one or two players, obviously their main striker will be Palestine national team striker Zahid Kunbar, who is a dear friend of Mohammad Rashid, because Mohammad Rashid also belongs to Palestine and they have been teammates in the Palestine national team. He is a very young player, only 23 years old, but don't just don't judge his age actually, because the quality is stupendous. But again, coming to Al Arabi, I think to give a brief about their brief info about their history. In the past two AFC Challenge League, they have been a constant performer. In the last edition, they have been the semi-finalist of the AFC Challenge League, and in the last edition, unfortunately, they were eliminated in the group stage. But we can all say this team is a very constant performer or a constant participant in the AFC competitions, and they will utilize this experience against East Bengal.
Absolutely, and as Somnath started off with this segment, as they are a big budget team. I remember back when 2013, when Kuwait SC came, there was a player called Rosario Coutinho who he used to wear the number 9, I think the number 10 jersey, and he has demolished the East Bengal defense by his own skills, and that one single player costed them, I think, 19 crores back in those days. So it shows how much big money players are there in Kuwait club football. Coming back to this season, East Bengal, they are also a pretty good side. Indian football has changed leaps and bounds. We are a different kind of setup now. But Somnath, you have been mentioning about some special East Bengal training routines you have seen in the practice session. Why don't you break that down? And also a word on the newcomers in this side.
Absolutely, Rohan. I think since I mentioned that Kuwait, the Al Arabi team from Kuwait, they are brilliant in open play. East Bengal has been doing many set piece routines in the recent practice sessions. We all know when a match of this intensity usually comes down to open football, or we can say direct football. The previous head coach of East Bengal, Oscar Buzan, he also liked to play open football and direct football, which is very pleasing to the eyes actually. But Antonio Lopez Habas, he is tactically intelligent, and in the press conference also he was continuously using these words, we have to be tactically intelligent. That means in moments of game when there is a chance, East Bengal has to score goals, and we all know that in modern football 60 to 70% of the goals come from set pieces, and obviously East Bengal has been training set pieces quite hard after their last match in the Durand Cup. In 2 through 3 practice sessions they has been doing so, and I think this will be East Bengal's X factor against Al Arabi. Obviously the height of the Al Arabi players is not that much. East Bengal can have that edge over Al-Arabi. But again, East Bengal, they are obviously ready for not only 90 minutes, they are ready for 120 minutes and the tiebreakers, as mentioned by coach Antonio Lopez Habas. But if we talk about the team, East Bengal will only have 3 foreign players for selection: Danny Ramirez, the attacking midfielder; Mohammad Rashid, their captain; and Chris Economides, their new Aussie winger. So obviously, according to the practice sessions, according to the training that we saw, I think only 2 foreign players will be fielded against Al-Arabi: Mohammad Rashid in the midfield and obviously Danny Ramirez. So far, East Bengal's best player in this tournament so far, actually. These 2 foreign players and rest of them will all be Indian players. So again, it's a huge opportunity for the domestic players or the Indian players as well to shine at the biggest stage of them all. If they're able to score a goal, I think their place in the ISL will be quite sealed actually. And East Bengal need their performance at this hour, and obviously it will be a very very high encounter game. But we all know that East Bengal, they usually play very good, the most successful club when it comes to foreign teams, foreign competitions here in India, and they once again have to show why they are called so, why they are given this title. So obviously it will be a very very interesting match.
Well, we have summed up both the teams, what they did in the training session, what the strategies can be. Final few moments in this show, Somnath, both the coaches and players in the press conferences that we attended mentioned about the crowd and the conditions of the pitch, right? When it comes to Emmanuel from Al-Arabi SC, he mentioned that yes, playing against a away crowd is of course challenging, but we do have what we need to manage this crowd. And when it comes to East Bengal, Rashid, even coach Habas mentioned that the fans will have to be the 12th man to back that team, because they also know that perhaps Arabi on paper might be a bit ahead of them, and the fans will come into play. What will be your expectations? You also are an East Bengal fan, but when it comes to covering the matches, you have to keep that emotion aside. But of course, fans will be very important in this match.
Obviously, being a home game, I think advantage is obviously there for East Bengal. The home crowd will be there to cheer their team. But again, as Rohan mentioned, on paper, Al-Arabi might be ahead of East Bengal by a few inches. But again, East Bengal will have to play their hearts out. And as mentioned in the press conference, coach Antonio Lopez Habas made an interesting quote that if my players can able to give their 100% on the pitch, I am definitely sure that we will win the match and leave this pitch. And again, talking about Al-Arabi, their coach, if you talk about their coach, he also mentioned that East Bengal, they are a very very good team. We have to be intelligent, we have to defend according to the situations, and obviously then we can attack and score goals against them. But obviously he is not undermining the quality of East Bengal, as I think they all have done the homework and what East Bengal has achieved in the past. If we talk about 2 years back against Arkadag in the away leg, East Bengal played brilliant football and almost defeated Arkadag, but luck wasn't in their side, so they have to be eliminated. But again, when it comes to Asian football, again East Bengal is that name that you can count on, and once again they have to prove that in the biggest stage of them all. But yes, that's it for the match. I think, Rohan, we have completed everything. What's the prediction for?
Well, it's when it comes to East Bengal, when it comes to Argentina, I avoid the prediction part. That fan in me actually says that you pretty well don't predict any result of such matches. But let's see what happens. But it will be a cracker of an encounter. And after many days, East Bengal are back on the, but not what to say, that they have played the Challenge League, of course, but this time the stakes are much more higher. If they win, they go to the group stages of the ACL2, and which will be a big boost for not only East Bengal but for Indian football as a whole. So lots in stake. We have summed up both the sides. We have previewed the entire game. We'll bring much more updates when before the match and after the match, when it is done. We'll bring you fan perspectives as well. But for now, that's all from us, Somnath and me, Rohan, signing off from the Salt Lake Stadium. Keep watching and do support us and like, share and subscribe. And that's all for now. We'll see you after the match. Thank you so much.